HCG dieters. Well, it is the end of day 4, and I lost, wait for it, 2.4 pounds. So that is my biggest loss in one day, is 2.4 pounds. I was listening to someone, and their doctor recommended them use Smooth Move tea. So I used it yesterday, and as you can see, it was my biggest weight drop. And the only thing about it is I took it at like 9 o'clock in the morning, and nothing happened until like 6 o'clock at night, but I had the worst abdominal cramps. Oh, it was terrible. So just be aware of that. But I did lose 2.4 pounds. So by the end of day 4, I have lost a total of 9 pounds. Can you believe that? 9 pounds. So my starting weight, for those who didn't know, was 218.2, and now it's 209.2. Someone said they wanted to get my body type, so I'm going to show you. Hopefully this camera doesn't freeze, but we'll try it. See, this is before. I got little tummy. It's mostly in my arms and my back. But that's what I look like before. So, my husband, his starting weight was 242.2, and by the end of day 4, he was at 234.6. So it's about 7.6 pounds or something like that by the end of day 4, which is really good. My husband's not really chubby. He's really tall and actually pretty built, so he just has a couple little love handles he wants to get rid of. I guess his lowest weight was 200 pounds, but he looked like skin and bones. He's like 6'6", so he doesn't really have a lot of weight to lose like I do. It's mostly just a little love handles on the side. There's not much there. And a little bit of a beer belly. But he's still actually pretty lean. He wants to get down to 215. That's his goal weight, and he's at 234. So he really only wants to lose like another 18 pounds or something like that. At 215, he'd be pretty back to being kind of skinny. So yeah. Like I said, the tea, interesting. Anyway, so I did do exercise yesterday. I did it for 15 minutes. I got really tired after that, so I kind of stopped. Mostly I just did the yoga part, and I did the abdominal workout parts, and that's pretty much all I did. For some of you who do the injections, getting bruises at the site, it's not a big deal. As you can see, I don't know if you can see, I have pretty big bruise right there, but it will go away. It always does. I've also been using like PPD injection needles. They're really, really tiny, like diabetic size needles. The only bad thing about them is they bend really easily when you put them in the ampule, but so you go through a lot with those. I was talking yesterday about, HCG in the United States versus foreign ones. And someone wrote me saying that, where do you think America gets it? Well, let me just tell you, I don't know if you know, but because I'm also a medical personnel, and so I monitor a lot of medications as well. If you look at medication that's the same, say you get one brand name of some medication, or a car, for instance, even a car. The same car in the United States, say a Toyota Camry, that you buy in the United States or is manufactured in the United States, is not the same Toyota Camry that is sold in Europe or overseas. And the reason is the United States has stricter guidelines on what the dosage are, what the potency are. They have a lot more rigorous inspections than foreign companies do. So when things come into the United States, they test potency a lot stronger. It goes through rigorous inspection, whereas in other countries, not so much. So just like if you get Vicodin, I don't know if any of you have had it, but if you get Vicodin in the United States, it's stronger than Vicodin you get overseas. And the reason I can say that is because I have taken Vicodin in the Middle East because I grew up in the Middle East. My parents were military stationed in Turkey, so I used to go to a Turkish pharmacist. And Vicodin in Turkey is not the same as Vicodin in the United States. The potency is much different. Even though it's 40 grams and 40 grams, it's not the same. So if any of you have traveled, that's probably why. That's why people go, if I'm also German, if you guys didn't know, so I go to Germany a lot. And when I go to the German pharmacist, I will tell you that a lot of times I have to take 1.5 or 2 pills of the same thing that I take 1 pill here for them to work the same effectiveness. I know you're probably saying, well, they all come from the same pharmacy, blah, 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 blah. Well, just compare it to cars. That's the easiest thing I can tell you, because I've also done medical inspections. I've done prescription inspections for the military, and I will tell you that just because you have the military orders say 300 pills of Vicodin, not every pill of Vicodin has the same strength in it. That's why we rigorously test them. So that's just something you might not know. I will tell you that if you, a lot of our medications, if you look at the actual distribution where it's processed and made, actually, believe it or not, a lot of them are made in Canada. So they're not necessarily made in China like all of our electronics. But that's just something I wanted to bring up. I'm not saying that this one is more potent or whatever, but I'm telling you, the one that I have bought in the United States that was processed and made in Canada versus the HCG that I bought from China that was made in the Philippines is giving me better results. Now, I don't know if it's the potency or what, because I haven't tested it. I haven't gotten a test kit. Maybe I'll go to work and get a test kit and actually test the potency of each of them and compare them and let you guys know. But I have looked at my results from the last one. By the end of day 4, the last time, I had only lost 3.8 pounds, and I weighed more. Whereas in the end of day 4 now, I've lost 9 pounds. So whatever it is, it is. So, take it as you will. But me personally, the one that I bought that is Canadian processed and made there is working better for me. I'm not saying it's not going to work. It might be different for other people. But for me personally, it's working better with the Canadian bought one. So that is that. Anyway, so that's my update. I'm not trying to be controversial here. I'm just telling you how it's affecting me. If the one that you buy from China or Japan is working great for you, well then great. I'm just telling you that me personally, I've had better results for the one that was Canadian processed versus the one that was processed in the Philippines. Because we also buy, like someone said, we also buy drugs from the Philippines. But anyway, so that is that. So starting weight was 218.2. Ending weight by the end of day 4 was 209.2. So that's a total loss of 9 pounds. Anyway, so you guys have a great day. Thanks for all your comments. I will answer all comments as much as possible. So you guys have a great day, okay? Bye.